All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today we're unpacking Surah Ar-Rahman. Beneath all its incredibly vivid imagery and that striking rhythmic flow, there's actually a deep underlying mathematical structure at play here. It's essentially a unified theory of the universe that balances the breathtaking beauty of creation with the heavy weight of ultimate accountability. Let's dive into the text.
Now, if you've ever read this text, you know this absolutely striking, repetitive refrain anchors the entire thing. It echoes continuously throughout the verses. But who exactly is the both in this question? Today, we're going to discover exactly who that refers to and why this rhetorical challenge is so central to understanding the whole framework of the text. Because it's not just a poetic device, it's literally a structural pillar.
To make tackling this complex poetry a bit easier, we've broken our journey down into 5 clear themes. We'll cover the cosmic balance, wonders of the earth, humans and jinn, the day of judgment, and finally, the gardens of paradise.
Okay, kicking things off with Section 1, the cosmic balance.
Right off the bat, the text emphasizes that the sun and moon move by precise calculation. The heavens, raised specifically to impose an inescapable balance. And this isn't just about physics, right? It's a fundamental moral framework. The source connects the physical balance of the universe, stuff like orbits and gravity, with the ethical command that humans must establish weight and justice and not tip the scales in their own lives. So the macrocosm and the microcosm are tied together by the single unifying principle. And this illustrates perfectly how every single element of creation, literally from the highest stars in the sky down to the deepest roots of earthly trees, submits to this cosmic math. It paints this gorgeous picture of universal harmony, where both the celestial and the terrestrial are engaged in a unified act of submission to the order established by the Creator.
Moving down from the heavens, we arrive at Section 2, Wonders of the Earth.
So look at how the text categorizes earthly bounties here. It intentionally contrasts the everyday agricultural staples on land with the grand, mysterious wonders of the ocean. Notice that duality? It's a huge theme. We have the land providing sustenance, like grains with husks, paired against the ocean providing wealth and beauty, like pearls and coral. The text even highlights human enterprise, pointing out massive ships with sails towering like mountains, blending human innovation right in with natural majesty.
Which brings us to Section 3, Humans and Jinn.
So here's the crucial point. That recurring word both we talked about earlier, it's addressing humans and jinn. 2 distinct creations bound by the exact same cosmic rules, despite having wildly different origins. Man is grounded, created from earth and clay, resonant like pottery. The jinn, on the other hand, are ethereal, created from a smokeless flame of fire. This deepens that theme of duality even further. We're looking at 2 different realms of conscious beings, earthly and unseen, sharing the exact same reality and ultimate accountability.
And the text issues this incredibly powerful challenge to both groups. It basically asserts that absolutely neither of them can escape the boundaries of the heavens and earth without ultimate divine authority. It dares this combined company of jinn and mankind to try and pass beyond the regions of the universe. It's a deeply humbling reminder of their limitations within that grand, calculated balance we discussed earlier. Now, Section 4 takes a dramatic turn, the Day of Judgment. Here, the text builds a terrifying progression of end times events. It starts with a definitive end. Everyone on Earth perishes. The physical universe is completely undone, leaving only the face of your Lord, owner of majesty and honor. The heavens split. And then, the focus sharply narrows to the swift, undeniable justice enacted upon the criminals. I really want to pause on this visually striking metaphor. The sky splitting open and becoming rose-colored like oil, or like a red hide. It paints this surreal, chaotic picture of the cosmos literally unraveling. The sky is no longer a canopy of mathematical precision, it is melting. It's a vivid, almost terrifyingly beautiful image that signifies the complete disruption of the cosmic balance established at the very beginning of the text. The source is just unflinching here. It uses these stark details to underscore that divine judgment is an inescapable reality for the wicked. Because the balance is so perfect, there's no need for a verbal interrogation. The text notes that none will be asked about their sin directly. The criminals will simply be known by their marks. The punishment is elemental, flames of fire and smoke, and defending yourself is entirely impossible. The tension finally releases as we reach our last theme in Section 5, the Gardens of Paradise.
Notice the text's fascinating structural obsession with duality here, as even paradise is layered into distinct pairs of gardens. For the one who feared their Lord, there aren't just gardens, there are two gardens, and below them, two other gardens. Look at the pairings. The upper gardens have two flowing springs, while the lower gardens have two spouting springs. That mathematical rhythm we saw at the start, it persists flawlessly straight into the afterlife.
These upper gardens are described with an unbelievable sense of luxury and peace. You've got silk brocade, fruits hanging low for comfort, and companions deliberately likened to rubies and coral. Do you catch that? The text is tying the beautiful earthly bounties we saw in the earlier ocean sections directly to the eternal rewards of the afterlife. It creates a perfectly cohesive narrative thread. And below those are two more gardens, equally vivid. These feature specific, tangible earthly delights, like dates and pomegranates, elevated into an eternal, perfect state. The imagery here is incredibly tactile, reclining on lush green cushions, surrounded by fine, beautiful carpets. The text masterfully uses the height of earthly luxury to give you a framework for understanding divine reward. Which leads to this profound rhetorical question, right at the heart of the paradise descriptions. Is the reward for good anything but good? After all the terrifying realities of judgment, this question serves as a comforting anchor. It confirms that the cosmic balance we discussed way back in Section 1 isn't just about rules and physics, it is fundamentally rooted in fairness. Goodness yields goodness. It is a mathematical certainty. The text then concludes by zooming all the way back out from the gardens of paradise to recenter on the ultimate authority and majesty that anchors the entire poem. Just as it established the Creator's power over the stars, the oceans, the jinn, and the judgment, it ends by blessing the owner of majesty and honor. It brings the entire sweeping narrative to a deeply reverent close.
So, we've seen how this text masterfully interweaves the physical laws of the universe, the beauty of the earth, the unseen reality of the jinn, and the stark truths of the afterlife. It's all connected back to that one echoing refrain, when you look at the perfect balance of the world around you. Which of your Lord's favors will you deny? It's definitely something to think about.